What is going on, everyone? My name is BoIt and I am back with some more Age of Mythology action. Spawning in the right of the map is TheMista playing Hades. His opponent today in the left of the map playing as the red Zeus player is Magic. It's currently 3-2 in this best of 13. Wait. I got a feeling this isn't a best of 13. Is this a race to 7 or is it a race to 5? I've been saying it's a best of 13 series, but I think it's actually not. I think it's a best of 9 series. I think I've been completely wrong. I apologize. I'm wrong. Don't hate me for it. It is a best of 9 series with a race to 5, I believe. Anyhow, it's currently 3-2 for TheMista, and he just won a really nice Raw War. He played exceptionally well, and he just raided the shit out of Magic, which is not something you see often in Raw Wars, which I think is really interesting. Anyhow, Hades vs Zeus here. Hades is sort of the counter god for Zeus in many regards, because Hades has everything which Zeus has except stronger archers. But that being said, I still believe that a Zeus late game is stronger than a Hades late game because of Bellerophon. However, Hades has stronger buildings. So it's like such a weird matchup, and it's such a weird dynamic, because they're basically the same race. They're the least, I think Greek are the least dynamic race, because Egyptian, okay, we'll go through the Egyptian gods. Egyptian has Isis, which is similar to Set in some regard, but Ra is completely different. I'm going to say Ra is like his own god. He's not even close. He's got the same units, but he's got such a different playstyle. Set is sort of geared towards an early aggressive timing, and later on he's a bit weaker than the other gods. And Isis is just sort of an all-around really strong god. Norse, on the other hand, he's got Thor, and is his own god. Loki is his own god. You're going to play them completely different. And you've got Odin, who can be played as either a Thor style, or a Loki Heimdall style, or his own Odin sort of style, because it's just so different. But whereas Greek, you have Zeus and Hades, which are basically the same god, except with slightly different god powers. And that Croc is in a really bad spot to hunt. I would build another ground ring, which looks like Mystery's doing. You have Zeus and Hades, which are basically the same, and then you have Poseidon, who is also basically the same, except you can't do Zeus hoplite archers. You have to do Hippocon. Whereas Hades, you can do hoplite and archers, or Hippocon and archers. And Zeus, you can do hoplite and archers, or Hippocon and archers. Hades, you can't. You have to do... Oh, sorry, Poseidon, you can't. You have to do stables and archers. It just doesn't make any sense otherwise. And in a lot of regards, I think... a lot of ways, I regard Poseidon as a stronger version... is the strongest Greek, just because his cavalry are so much stronger than the other two, and in that regard, his mobility is better. So he should be able to outdo things. He should be able to do more things than Zeus or Hades player. However, that's often not the case, because there's only so many things you can do with mobility. And Zeus often wins the game because of Athena. Hades, though, also has Athena, so I'm really interested to see what Mista does, and I'm really interested to see what Magic does. I get a feeling that Magic's going to go for a Hermes build, and he's going to go for Hermes for one reason, and that's because he's an Age of Titans player, and as a result, he is very stooped in that way. In Titans, Hermes reigns supreme because you get a free myth unit. In AOM, in Mythology, it's not quite the same. I don't feel like it's the same in any regard. I think that Athena is just as viable as Hermes in almost every 1v1 situation, because Restoration is so strong, myth units aren't that good. Well, they are. They're just not that massable. And they're very slow to mass. But yeah. But we're going to see Hermes from Magic, almost 150%. I'm 100% certain that we're going to see Hermes. There we go, Hermes, I win. And Magic's going to go through Athena. I didn't know that Magic, Mista would go through Athena. Sorry, Magic's going through Hermes. Mista's going through Athena. And the Jason coming through and pushing a couple of these villages back to the base. We see a lot of villagers on wood. He's going to have to get out his second age hero extremely quickly. And once he gets that out, it's going to counter any sort of pressure which Magic can put on with those centaurs. It's going to be able to position him around about there. And then he just has to wall off this location. If I was Mista, I'd be scouting out this location here. But I don't actually think he needs to. He should know that Magic will go for stuff. He's actually throwing out 3 archery ranges, which is a bit iffy. I would probably, unless you could build out a stable as well, and then that'd be really strong. I've seen 3 archery ranges and a stable work really nicely, especially against Hermes. But 3 archery ranges by itself just limits yourself so much to your mobility. However, you've got so many walls. It's going to be so nice and easy for you to stop any pressure. Magic finally hitting the classical age through Hermes, pushing that centaur right away, getting Odysseus out right away, and not having the wood for anything else. We've only got 6 villagers on wood for some reason. Just a little bit odd. Where's all these villagers? He's got 2. Is that right? Only 16? Did you lose a bunch? Oh, there they are. Found them. I found his villagers. Don't mind me. They're all going to get picked off, though. That's that's so unfortunate. I don't know. I missed that. I don't know what he was thinking there, sending those villagers over there. BoIt going down onto that Ajax going to be able to survive. He's going to be able to keep all of those villagers alive. Well, losing one villager for an Ajax is not the worst trade in the world. It's not a good trade at this point in the game, but it's not bad. And especially because he's building centaur. So he's going to be sending those centaur around to this location. Has he got his... Oh, he doesn't quite yet have it. He didn't build it. Okay, so he's going to be taking some hurt onto that gold mine. Almost losing a villager there, but he's just going to keep mining that. Not in any real threat. If he moves out of this location here, it's going to be fine. But he's just going to keep on trying to mine this. What's he going to be doing with these? If he moves over here and he tries to pick off units, which is really, really good at this point in the game, because Centaur, Hermes, and AOM set you back so much. You're going to have to use ceasefire or you'll lose all these villages. And using ceasefire actually makes you not do any damage, so you can't put any pressure on early with those units anyways. So, Mista managing to pick off 1 villager, didn't actually... Probably could have picked off 3 there if he marked that correctly, but unfortunately he wasn't really watching, didn't really look at the villagers closely enough to see who were damaged and who weren't. And it looks like Magic pushed off wood, pushed off gold, which was quite nice. However, he's just going to move those over to the other side, getting the Ajax out, and move that over to pick off that centaur anytime he feels like. And those villagers probably might want to go over to this location here and mine wood, sorry, chop wood. The houses need to get thrown up now for Mista, because he's actually house blocked. Magic's not. He's got 2 stables up. So if you actually look at this game, I actually have to give the advantage to Magic at the moment. He's got the composition, the potential composition to beat what Mista's producing. Mista is producing nothing but archery ranges, and he's finally throwing up a stable. So that's really smart, because cavalry can be the meat shield while your Toxotes deal the damage. And even against heavily based cavalry army, Toxotes can actually win so long as they do enough damage without getting killed off. So if you get a couple of cavalry out to be meat shields, that's going to be fine. See a bit of a standoff over here. Toxotes already here just to stop the Victron trying to push through. And if you look by the looks of it, it looks like Mista is going to go for a timing attack on a gold mine with Underworld Passage. I would like to see if he's seen that. He hasn't seen the back gold mine, so perhaps he's going to go through Aphrodite and go for a timing. But This back gold mine's really good and can be very easily defended bottom. We see Mista doesn't quite have the resources to go to the next stage. Magic, on the other hand, thinking about throwing that armory up and going to the next stage, he's got the Tail of Cerberus and the Girdle of Hippolyta, which you would really want as the Hades player. Girdle of Hippolyta gives you 5% Toxito hit points, and the Tail of Cerberus gives you minus 25% myth unit recharge time, which is really good for your centaurs. But it looks like he actually hasn't built that many centaurs. If he's only got one, what's the point? He's got two, and he hasn't quite yet built up that second technology for that first technology for those centaurs to do much. What's his other relic? Minus 10% myth unit cost. So all of those things point towards good reason to go Hermes, apart from the fact that he likes to go Hermes because he's a Titans player. But Magic's now in a position, Mista's now in a position that he has Athena. He's got restoration, so he can put a timing attack on here. But you can see that this is a different game. Normally what happens when you play against a Greek player who plays Athena style, not Hermes style, they're going to finish that gold mine around about now. However, because he's going with centaurs, he's going to get that gold mine finished around 12 minutes instead. So that's why you should probably go for a more of a heroic timing attack with a full population, because then you can really punish the Zeus player. And it looks like Magic, Mista actually losing a bunch of units without doing any much damage at all, just from nice micro with those centaurs. But the story really is that Mista's not using any food. He's only using wood. Well, he's using a little bit of food on those Hippicon, but mostly wood. So he's got all that food banked up to build that armor and get to that next age. Magic, on the other hand, already going through Dionysus, but the thing about Dionysus is very similar to Bragi, and that is that it doesn't give you anything immediately. You need to have units for it to deal anything, and we see Magic going to be running into a mess here with those Hippicon. Really nice placement there. I don't know if you've read that or what, but it looks like he's sort of just running around and trying to do stuff, and he's sort of moving over to this location, but there's a watchtower there. It's not going to do anything. It's still 900 gold left in that home gold mine. Magic sitting at 73 population to Mista's 103 population. Mista almost with the resources to go to the heroic age. Probably going to be definitely Aphrodite. Though I really do like Apollo with the god power, because it's like that sneak attack which you can't really do anything about, and it's sort of, it doesn't matter how good you are, you can't defend against a sneak attack. Like, you don't know where it's going to happen. You have to be defending everywhere at once, and you're going to leave somewhere at the bottom. Get a couple of Pegasus out, scout the map, you'll see it be good. But obviously, again, it's like Dionysus, like Bragi, it's not effective unless you have something to use it with. And Mista's just trying to hold on here. Oh, not hold on, he's trying to put the pressure onto this location over here. Oh, I don't... Okay, Magic casting Ceasefire here, getting that South Town Center up. Mista going through Aphrodite is a nice choice. He's going to be able to use that to secure this location. Does Magic know? Magic does know there's a gold mine here, so he's got no issues going over and getting that one. I don't think that Mista knows it's there. No, he doesn't know it's there. He's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So he's seen 5 gold mines, so he knows there's one more somewhere. No, 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh no, yeah, 6 gold mines. So he's seen 6 gold mines. Oh no, he scouted it. Righto, he scouted the gold mine. I was going to say he's seen 6 gold mines, so he's not going to scout that next gold mine, because there's another gold mine here which he hasn't spotted. Because there's got to be there's only going to be 2. When it comes down to it, there's only ever going to be 2. There's only ever going to be even gold mines. If you scout an even amount of gold mines, you probably don't have to scout for anymore. But unfortunately for Magic, Mista managed to see through that and find that last gold mine, that last back gold mine. And Mista's through Aphrodite, and he's sitting in here trying and pressure this location with that medium gold mine being there. Magic's got 2 town centers though. He's sitting at 101 supply though. Mista's sitting at 115, so he's just going to be attempting to pick off a couple of these units. Bronze gets casted. It's worthwhile using, definitely worthwhile using ceasefire, not ceasefire, the cursed god power on those Hippicon, and he's just doing a little bit of shoot and scoot micro. That's really cute. You don't see that very often at all. I don't actually know if it's all that effective either, personally. And we see the restoration now going down for Mista, picking off a bunch of hit points right there and taking no damage whatsoever. And again, he's just shooting scoot microing as best as he can. He's got that Chiron tanking the bulk of the damage, and he's not really going to be able to push through into this location just yet, but he did a lot. He did a lot to that army of magic. Mista sitting at 3 town centers now. Going to be skyrocketing into that 145 population. He's going to be producing the Achilles right there to be a tank for his Toxito-based army. And he's actually got the 3 town centers that he needs, because that town center over there, that's his. He doesn't know it's there, but it's his. There's no way for Magic to get that. He doesn't have Apollo. He's got no god powers. And he's sitting at a very similar situation to where Mista is at the moment. So I have to, at this point in the game, give the advantage to Mista, because he's got map control in terms of what's important. He doesn't really have map control of gold mines, but he's got map control of town centers and a gold mine or 2 for himself. So he's more than fine when it comes to that. And we see, does Magic know? Magic does know there's a gold mine. There's a town center over there, so he knows he has to make a push over here. So I wouldn't be surprised to see a fortress get thrown up and some Petropoli with a wall or 2 to deal some damage to that town center and prevent it from getting picked off by a Nidpaxi cavalry. And we see the Toxito just being a bit of a nuisance over here, picking off a couple of the, well, not picking off villages, just sort of making the villagers feel some pain as the villagers pick off Toxito without any issues there. What's going to happen now? I think a little bit of a boom fest now from Mista. Mista's going, okay, I can slow the game with the pace of this game down now. I know that a fortress has to come up from Magic, and I know that I have time to build up my economy. And that being, he doesn't need to get economy upgrades just yet. He needs to get villagers pumping. And he's done so. I think if we pause the game, I'm not going to pause it because I think that'll freeze it. But if we looked at the villager count right now, I think Mista will be a little bit in front. Just because he's sitting at 145 pop and Magic's sitting at 110 pop. I think he's just a little bit in front like that. What hasn't Mista scouted? That's what I want to know. Mista hasn't scouted this area, which potentially could have a town center. And he hasn't scouted this area, which definitely has a town center. So it's either there, or possibly on the cliff. But I don't think so. Actually, yeah, no, it wouldn't be on the cliff, because it's a triangle shape. The town centers are like this, boom, bam, bam. And you've got that one, so it has to be like that. I don't know. I'm crazy. My reasoning makes no sense. I know. In any case, a fortress for Mista trying to go up right here. If he gets that up, then that's pretty much secures him this location here. Where's his Nemean line? He needs that in his fight at the moment, because that's so strong. Might have got picked off. Unfortunate as it is. Oh no, there it is. He's taking a bunch of damage from those Peltas, and he's going to get picked off, but it's a nice trade for the fortress to get up there. That fortress is up, and when that gets up, going to have a bunch of fortress fire and Petropoli of Magic. Are they coming out yet? Magic is not quite yet throwing out those Petropoli. Oh, there we go. Finally building that first one up. But what he has to do now is he has to pick off this fortress first. And remember, that's a Hades fortress, so that's extra difficult. More difficult than normal. And then he has to pick off this from behind the wood line. So he's got 2 things to do. He has to pick that off, probably pick off a bunch of these units as well, and then he can pick off the town center. And then if he gets that location, then he gets the game. Basically, that's how it goes. If I was Magic, I would probably do a Mythic Age timing and use my Lightning Storm. Probably. What's he doing? He's just running his units right by. This could be the blunder of the game, because he's not going to be able to get out of here. Oh, it looks like he will get out. That's okay. He just moved in there, lost a couple of units, took a lot of damage from that fortified town, a lot of unnecessary damage from that fortified town center, and it looks like he's meeting cavalry, just trying to pick up a couple of villages, stray villages, and a Hydra now for Magic might be enough to push through on this location. Myth units, heroic myth units are very, very difficult to kill for Greek players because their strongest heroes are either the Hercules or the Achilles, and both, while they're very tanky, they both die very easily to Tower Fire or to Toxotos. However, Magic doesn't actually have any Toxotos, and we see a war going up for Mista now. Mista like saying, okay, game over Magic, I've got this, and he's now moving in to try and pick off that town center down, which is researching fortified town centers, which means it's going to have a little bit longer to live. Well, this means it's forcing the fight now. We're forcing the fight here. It looks like, ooh, unlucky there. What you can do is you can actually use the wall segments to destroy towers faster. And he's using the Petropoli to kill off that wall as fast as he can. But Mista's now sitting behind this wall with 180 population. He didn't manage to find that town center, so I missed that a little bit. But he's actually going to be able to hold on to this really, really easily. That wall needs to be repaired, however, and that fortified town center isn't going to quite go down just yet. And Mista basically needs to wait so he can get that 180 population out, because at the moment he doesn't have the same amount of army force as Magic, but when he gets all of the army up, then he's definitely going to be able to fight this. Again, he's just trying to sort of trade here and not quite lose the game. He's losing the fortress actually really quickly, so Magic's got a very, very nice push here that he can push through. He's going, but Mista going through Artemis, I didn't see that. That's why he wasn't at full population. 55%, 56%, 60% complete. So using Earthquake on this location, there's no, or Masons has been researched, so it's not going to quite be able to destroy the fortified town center, I don't think. Masons and fortified town center is enough, I believe. But this push here is going to be very difficult for Mista to stop. The Petropoli almost getting picked off by an Achilles there. Magic managing to keep that alive just enough to pick off that fortified town center. And again, Ajax taking the brunt of the damage there. Mista using it as a meat shield exceptionally well, and constantly moving his army back and repositioning and doing the good stuff. I'm interested to see where he's going to use this Earthquake, or if he's, basically where he's going to use this Earthquake, because if he uses it in this location and picks up all of this stuff, including their houses, and then makes a really good push, and that's going to be devastating for Magic. Magic isn't even close to the Mythic Age either. He's just devoting all of his resources into pushing into this location here. So is Mr. Oh, there's the Earthquake. Again, I don't know if that's going to be enough to kill the town center, and not quite enough to build the town center. It's almost dead though, but the thing is, he lost two houses? One house. He lost one house because he's sitting at 130 population. So he's lost a fair bit there from that Earthquake, and now Mista can push through with 180 supply and fight this location right here. He needs to get out those heroes though. Those heroes are going to be his meat shields, and they're going to do the damage that they need to do to myth units to really win the game. We see that the Toxotes and the Peltas just trying to go at each other. You can actually move those Peltas forward to make them auto-fire against Toxotes as well, because at the moment they're fighting against the Hydra, which isn't really what they need to be doing. They need to be attacking Peltas and Toxotes and things like that, and doing that damage there. We see some villages which are idle, which is always a little bit annoying. I don't know, it's just one thing that I make a point of doing when I play, and that's to stop them from happening as little as possible whenever I can. But really, Mista now needs to get that fortress up, get a Heliopoli out, push into this location, take that fortified town center down, and I don't know if there's actually any way for Magic to come back here, sitting at 4-2 town centers. He doesn't have the resources to get to the Mythic Age. He doesn't have any villages gathering food. He's only got wood, and he's only got 12 villages on wood, 18 villages on wood, sorry, and a very low amount of villages on gold. With push coming in, Magic sitting at 170 population to Mista's 180 population, and basically, Red Magic is just crumbling to the pressure The Heliopoli now coming out for Mista. That's going to be one nail in the coffin, because basically Magic's not making any food, so he can't get any units to pick off that Heliopoli, which is going to be able to do a ridiculous amount of damage. If he picks off this Hydra, that's the last hack damage unit that Magic has. And the thing about Heliopoli is they have a lot of pierce armor. They have a lot of pierce armor. I think it's like 99% or something like that. So 95%, only 5% hack armor. So he's going to come in, send that in, try and pick that off. Pick off the villagers, which try to kill it off as well. Got 650 HP, which is the most HP any siege unit has, including the siege tower. And he's just, it's just one strong mofo. Like, he's got a track rating of 2 out of 10 though, so he can't really attack any moving unit, which makes it sad. A little bit sad. What are you doing, Mista? Just send it on. This is the town center. That's all you have to do. I mean, it could just be used as a meat shield. Like, again, it's a 650 HP, which is almost as much as a Hydra. But sure, whatever. Just use it as a meat shield, because look, Magic is focus firing that siege tower as well. Sorry, the Heliopoli. Is he building more Heliopoli? No, he's not. So he's just gonna keep pushing through. What's Magic sitting at? 90 out of 120 population. Mista sitting at 167 population, and a bunch of units just died for Magic over there on his gold mine. Again, Mista's just playing so phenomenally well at the moment. Just pumping units in here. He knows that if he can pick off this location here, then that's bound to fall. The game's bound to be his. I wouldn't have minded to see like, I don't know, heavy archers or maybe something like that to be produced, but Magic tapping out. GG. Mista playing phenomenally well there. For a moment there, I thought Magic could really get this game, but he did this really odd semi-fast heroic and had to use ceasefire to get his back town center, when that town center was kind of obviously the one that needed to get. Because he did a semi-fast heroic, he sort of needed to get that town center, secure the gold mine, which was here. I think it was here. It might have been over there. I don't know. But he had this other gold mine over here, which was perfectly safe. So I don't know. I think Magic made a couple of poor decisions which allowed Mista to get map control. I think Magic was winning this game initially. Unfortunately, due to some poor army choices and building choices, he did throw this game. And it's currently now 4-2-2 for the Mista. And my name is BoIt, and I thank you for watching. There's still going to be more to come, so you better watch it. And I'll see you guys in the next video.